Hello, Charles.
Charles, welcome.
Hey, Charlie, this is Dennis from Northwest. I want to let you know that I'm your
Hi,
neighbor.
Dennis.
Anyway, both of you. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about Steve Vigor. Oh boy,
I'm sorry.
that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Anyway, I'm going to shut up.
Ramona from California.
Yeah.
Hi, Ramona. Welcome.
Hello. Hello, Mickey. Hello.
Hello there, Mickey. Welcome.
Thank you.
Cat from LA.
Hello.
Kat. Welcome.
Hello. This is Lillian from Ohio.
Hello, Ohio.
Hello there. Welcome.
Hey, Charlie and Juanita. This is Terry from Zephyr Hills, Florida.
Hello, Terry.
Hello.
Hi, Terry.
Good talking with you.
Hi, this is Kathy from San Antonio.
Hello,
Hello.
Kathy.
Hello.
Hi, Kathy.
We got a Texan in the house.
Good evening, everyone. This is
Welcome.
Teresa from Alabama.
Hello,
Hello.
Alabama. Welcome.
Hi, Teresa. Hey, Mel.
East Baltimore County, Maryland.
Hello, Mary.
Hello.
Welcome.
Mary.
Hello, this is Steve from Virginia.
Hello.
Virginia, welcome.
Hey, Debbie and Elsie.
Hello, this is Elsie in Chesapeake, Virginia. Hello, this is Philip in California.
Hi, Philip. Welcome.
Hello, this is Edwina from Tennessee.
Hello,
Hi,
Philip.
California.
Kathy in Church, Florida, Ohio.
Hi,
Hello.
Lisa from Oklahoma.
Hello, Lisa. Welcome.
Jimmy Lance calling. From Chicago. Hey, hello. Elijah, DC.
Hello.
Hello, Elijah.
Hello, Elijah.
Hello.
I missed last week. What is our program tonight?
Surprise. It's Charlie Surprise. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Charles from Michigan.
Hi, this is Big V here in Portland, Oregon. It is Thursday evening, and it's 1 minute before 5 p.m. There's a clock. For those on YouTube, they can see the clock. Here in the Pacific Northwest, it's 4:59 p.m. This call will probably get started about 5:03, which would be 8:03 East Coast time. So I just want to let you guys know that the Neothink Society has a new scam out. It started this past Sunday night, trying to get money again. So it's the first scam in a while in 2019. A new scam is out. So just to warn you guys out there. This is the Thursday night lead call. They deal with a lot of Frank R. Wallace's material. So just to let you know. And I guess Charlie Moore has a surprise for us tonight, so who knows what that will be. So here we go back to the lead call. Please enjoy. This is Big V, and I'll talk to you guys all later.
Hi, this is Richard from Ohio.
Hey, Richard. Hi, Richard.
Hello, Richard.
Hello again, everybody.
Kathy in Church from Ohio.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Mike from Alabama.
Hi, Mike. Welcome.
Bye.
Hello. Relax from Minnesota.
Hello, Karen from Florida.
Welcome. Hello.
Hi, hello, this is Karen from Florida.
Hello.
Kim from Oregon.
Margaret from California.
Hello. Denver, Colorado.
Hello,
This is Tom
hello,
Kendall from Hayes, Michigan.
Hello, Michigan.
Hello, Cornelia from California.
This is Bill from New Jersey.
Hello,
Minnesota. New
hello,
Jersey.
Minnesota.
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 Hello, Ron from Buffalo, New York.
Hello, Buffalo. Welcome.
Thank you.
New York.
Welcome, one and all.
Good evening, it's Rick in Louisiana.
Hi, Rick.
Louisiana.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hello, Rick.
Frank Juarez, California.
Hello there,
Hello to
California.
California.
This is Clark from Meridian.
Hello there.
Hello.
Welcome.
Esther from
Hello, man. Welcome.
Christine Moore from Detroit.
Hello, Christine.
Get
Welcome.
on back here.
Hi, how are you? Everybody.
Doing good.
Frank from California.
Hello.
Great.
Hey, Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Muted.
Well, we got a crowd.
Well,
We got a crowd. It's great. I love everybody's energy. Everybody's pumped up. This is the Thursday night Frank R. Wallace Level 3 call. I'm Charlie Moore, along with Juanita Heckel, and we're both tickled pink to be here. Right, Juanita?
I didn't know if I'm pink, but I'm tickled, Charlie. Jeez.
Well, without it,
I'm going to be red if you keep talking like that.
I have no idea where that came from, but it just popped up.
I know, but that was good. I like that. That was different. Okay.
Maybe I'll do that every week. I don't know.
Yes.
We're going to have a little special call tonight, a little different. Nothing's really planned on this one. I just want to speak from the heart on this one. There's a lot of reasons why. I won't get into all of them. But we have to become more of a community here. We have to start really pushing ourselves to get better, and I'm going to get in that in just a minute anyway. I'm not going to talk about the reach out program right now because I will be talking about that during the call, and also with the newsletter. There's one other thing that I wanted to talk about. We have a couple additions to the healing. We are taking one person off. It's always good to take somebody's off and they're still breathing. So that's good. Anything, Juanita, that you want to cover before we start? There was something else, but I can't think of it right now.
Well, I would like to make sure that everyone knows that if they need to go to the recording, I want to give them the number, Charlie. So I want to give it right now. So if you want to go to the recording,
I'm not going to give you the recording number. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. It's going to be different. Listen in. Let's see what they're going to try to pull now.
This is like 285th Thursday night call.
yes. But I want to add one more thing. I'm going to interrupt you one more time just to say this. It's good to have a recording because once something's been recorded, it's there for life. Hopefully, it's there forever. However, to be here and be on a live call is very special. So you don't want to miss out. If you can make a commitment to be here, that's even more of a benefit for you. And I just wanted to add that because sometimes people say, well, there's a recording. I can always go to the recording. But you don't get the same energy as you get out of a live call. And that's how we all come together. And we are in the sea of you is when we're on a live call. And I just want to share that with all of you because that's how important this journey of yours is to Charlie and myself. So if you're getting a lot more, I don't know, a lot more excitement, a lot more benefit, a lot more exhilaration by being on a call that's live, there's no comparison. I've gone to recordings, and yes, they're great, but there's nothing like a live call. So there you go, Charlie. I'll give it back to you.
Are you live?
Am I what? I'm on this live call, Charlie.
Okay.
I'm live. Can you tell? I haven't recorded myself. No, I haven't done that yet. Okay.
No, it's nothing like being live, especially to me. It's like it's an adventure every week because you never know what's going to happen on these calls. You never know where they might go. You never know if you're going to have any problems with the computer, or or something gets cut off, or we get cut off, or you just roll the dice each week, which basically keeps you on your toes. But I can remember the first call we had on this 285 weeks ago. Ooh, gee. And he was basically running the call. I was just the backup as far as keeping everything on track on the computer. And this program was set for 500 people to be on it. And that it was very odd that we hit 500 right on the nose. Little did we know for the first couple of weeks that we were getting more than 500 people on these calls. So we had to call up and have, and now it's set for 1,000 people. And it stayed over that for quite a few months. But over the years it has gone down, and it has gone down, and it has gone down. Right now we're averaging somewhere between 190 and 250. Well, it depends on the week, I guess, which is still a good amount of people for the amount that we have, but it's not like it was back then. We have gone downhill the last few years, and I think that's part of why I want to talk tonight. I'm doing a lot of soul searching and a lot of thinking about what else can we do here. And one thing that we talked about the other day, our little mastermind group, and the one thing that we're not going to talk about on any of these calls that we're going to change the world. Well, we're not going to change the world. We aren't equipped for that. We don't have enough people here. We don't even have a TVP. So that's out the window. What we are going to do is we're going to change our lives. We are all going to become better people. We're all going to become more Neothink. That's where the change has to be made. That's where we start. And it's a tough road. It's not easy. I mean, I had a master. I'm doing a group coaching session once a week with eight people. It's a little different because it's not a private one-on-one like with my regular clients. But I was talking today about it, and I really got into detail. I think I'm going to cover a lot of that tonight about how we can change ourselves. Yes, it helps come to these calls, and it helps listen to the mentors, it helps this and helps that. But the final verdict is, it comes down on you. And the first thing I think that we all have to look at, and this has to stay constant every day, and it's so hard to do that, and that's where a lot of people will fall and they'll end up leaving. But where is your willingness to change? Where is your desire level? If your desire is not a 9 or a 10, day in and day out, you're never going to move forward. How bad do you want to change your life? We all came here for a reason. We all talked about that many, many times over the years. But do you remember why you actually did come here? Why did you send Mark a $140 check to buy a book? got you going? What was it that gave you desire? Oh, this is good. I gotta read this book. I gotta read this one and this one. Well, you have to ask yourself that every day. Sometimes maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day. What is my desire? If it's not a 9 or a 10, then you got to stop yourself and ask why. Just don't say, "Oh, I don't have it today, so I'm not going to do anything." No. Ask yourself, why am I not excited about changing my life today? Why am I not excited about reading these books or doing my essence or doing this? Where is that? And if it's not up there, why not? Why is it not there? And you go through it in your mind and in your soul. Oh, you know what, man? Something threw me off. I gave away some power this morning to somebody or something, and wow, I gotta take that back. We have to take inventories, and we have to say to ourselves, I've been here for 5 years, I've been here for 1 year, I've been here for 3 months, I've been here for 10 years. It doesn't matter, but what have you done with this time, and what have you done with this information? This information is the most valuable information in the world, period. Period. There's nothing even close. There's nothing even in the ballpark. And it's just wild how there's some books that I read out there, and they start out really kind of good, and they give a lot of good information, but then after a while you start seeing the cracks, and you start seeing the foundation crumble, because they don't recognize what's really true in this world, about the consciousness, about the universe, about the energy, all those things that make us. They don't talk about that stuff. And it's such a, now, I mean, like if here's a book I'm reading now that in fact, I stopped reading it because I would have read that book from cover to cover 5, 6, 7 years ago and thought it was great. Now I'm reading it and it's not. So I just put that book away. Maybe go back and read it again sometime. But that was enough time wasted on that book. We have to realize what we have. We have to realize that this is the true information. We don't have to realize that Mark Hamilton, the man who wrote it all, yes, he wrote it all, but we don't need him in this society. We don't need him. We need us. We need to be a community here. And that's where I want to really start talking about certain things here. But it's, when I put up the reach out list, it's got to be about 3 years ago now, I guess, or 2, I don't know. I lose track of time like that. I had a purpose for it, but then as time grew on, the purpose got bigger and bigger. I still don't think that we're using it right. And the main purpose that I did, my relationship with Steve Fagan was the best relationship I had with any man or woman in my life, including all my past loves, okay? We had a straight, honest relationship. And it just grew deeper and deeper. I mean, for 10 years, we talked 6 out of 7 days on an average. And the relationship got deeper and deeper. And I never felt that way with the man in my life because I never had a good relationship with any man. I don't know why, but I just never had something like this. It's something that only Neothink can do. Only 2 people who have any kind of consciousness about them, any kind of integration in their mind and in their soul, you can have these great relationships with people. And that's where we have to start calling more people. We have to start finding those 3 or 4 people that we can get along with, really, that we're on the same level. Everyone that you call on here is not going to match you, and that's okay. It's life. We have to understand, even though this is Neothink, this is still an AC world in Neothink. We all have still a little piece or a big piece of the AC world still in us. So you're going to hit people that, no, this person's not my whatever, and that's fine. Go on to the next one. You're going to end up matching with a few people. And that's you want to have 3, 4 people that you can rely on no matter what. That you can talk to about this information, you can talk to maybe about something personal, and you start to trust these people. And I found 4 or 5 people like that in this society, and I never had friends like that before. And we help each other out all the time. Juanita is one of them. And we talk about Neothink, we talk about the world, and we talk about certain situations here. But I know that she has my back, and she knows that I have her back. It's just the way it is. And the only reason that the 4 or 5 of us that are really close to me, and they all happen to be females. It's really weird how I wasn't like looking for just females here, but it just happened to go that way. But it was Steve first. But these relationships I have with these ladies is absolutely incredible. I know that they're there for me no matter what, and they know that I'm there for them no matter what. And it's a great feeling, especially if you never had it before, because you really find who your friends are when you need them. That's the test right there. You could say, I got 7, 8 best friends. But man, if you get sick or you start losing money or something happens to you, see who sticks around. And if one sticks with you, then that's your true friend. I got 5 right now, and that's like, to me, it's like overabundance, and I love it. That's the type of relationship we have to have with people here, because it helps you to integrate. It helps you to get through some tough times in your life. It helps you to understand this information better. That's all the pluses of the Reach Out program. We have to start taking care of each other here in a way. You have to realize, and I've said this a million times, this society only goes as far as we go. The people in here every day who are listening to the calls, who are buying the books, who are reading the books. It all depends on us. And the stronger that we can get, the stronger that we can take people along the ride and help them get there. And then they help other people. And we can start to replicate people. And we can start moving forward, because we have to move as a unit for now. This is not this large operation here. So it's on this call tonight, we'll probably hit about 200 and some, because we're almost there now. So it's 200. I just said that we were the only 200 people in this whole society. Why couldn't we all get tighter and help everybody along? I've been a mentor here for, I guess it's been 8 years now or something, and I've done well over 17 or 1,800 calls here. And I still have that feeling that there's so many people have left. And I'm not saying that I'm this perfect being here, because I'm far from being perfect. In fact, it's not even in the same ballpark, It's just, but I feel like I failed them somehow. And I know I haven't. I have given everybody on every call, every time I go on this, everything I have, because I believe in it so much. And I know that this can help anybody on this call. I know it can help you become the person that you always wanted to, even if you don't believe it yet. So when I say that you have to have a desire, that desire must be there every day. And if it's not, you figure out why it's not. We have to start looking inside. I mean, like never before. And I was telling this group of people today, I said the one thing that always has, that Franco Wallace drove this home to me, integrated honesty. And he explained so well the difference between honesty and truth. And when you start really dealing with honesty, when it's laid out there, all the skins of the young have been peeled back, and there's the honesty. There's the honesty right there. There's the answer. There's the integrated answer. There's the integrated knowledge. When you start to deal with that, especially with yourself, because it's so easy to lie to ourselves, and we all done it, sometimes a little bit, sometimes big time. And it's easy to do because nobody knows that we're doing it. So we can do it all we want. Nobody knows. But if you really seriously want to move forward and start doing the things that you want to do and start living a better life and maybe making more money and just feeling better about yourself, the one thing that I can't do, and I know this, I've always been this way even before I came here, I just never did it enough. And that is, when I look myself in the mirror, I cannot lie to myself. If I'm not in front of a mirror, I can lie to myself. I know I'm doing it, but I'm not dealing with it though. And if you don't deal with it, then you just keep doing it. when I have a big decision to make or something's really bringing me down or something, I got to go and I got to look in that mirror and I got to bare my soul to myself and say, Charlie, what the hell are you doing? What is it that's stopping you from doing this, or why are you, whatever it is? And I'll dig deep, and it's painful. It's scary to go inside. We never did this before. Yeah, we have here and there to change some things, but look at all the. We all say, yeah, you know, I'm 65 years old, I'm 85, I'm 25, whatever. I got so much baggage. Yeah, we all do. It's. So you got to dig in and start getting rid of the baggage. And you start out slow. You know, I was telling today, I said, you have to do it like this. And I think this is the easiest way to do it. Take the big ones first. The God thing. All right? If you're having a hard time with that, figure out why. Read Tracy Alexander. And read it 2 or 3 times if you have to. Government. Do you still listen to the people in government? Do you still think that there are fearless leaders? Do you still think that they're keeping an eye out for us? You know, you have to. Those two there should be the easiest two to get rid of right away. It's the ones inside of us. It's those personal ones. You know, I can't do this. I can't do that. If I hit a, you know, I got fear. I don't want to try that. I don't want to try this. It's just we are not going to move anywhere thinking like that. So we have to take these inventories at the end of the day. We have to say, how can I get better? What can I do today to get better? So if you're trying to find your finite essence and you can't do it, and you go through Vision 1 and do those exercises in there and dig it into you, figure it out. Just keep plugging away. Don't let anything stop you. Stay focused on it. You know, but as you move forward like this, you're going to do like these little baby steps. You know, you're going to take a little bit here and a little bit there. And at the end of the day, you have to say to yourself, take an inventory. Did I do good today or did I do bad? Was it a good day or a bad day? And decide. But if you felt that you made the slightest little forward progress, celebrate the hell out of it. Embrace it. Celebrate it. Be proud. Put it into your DNA. That's what you do. That's how you start to move forward. Because a lot of times we set a goal and then we really try to get it, but we don't think about 2 things when we set a goal. We don't think about enjoying the journey with it, and we don't think about how it's going to feel when you get there. So to enjoy the journey, take every little forward step that you take and embrace it and celebrate it. I don't care how tiny it is. Put it into your DNA. Know that it's there now. Know that you changed today. It's got to make you feel better. You'll sleep better. Hey, man, you know what? I made progress today. Really did. And then, when you think about your goal, all right, start seeing yourself doing it. Start seeing yourself being successful with it, no matter what it is. But think about how it's going to feel when you hit it. How good you're going to feel about yourself. The self-confidence goes up. Your self-pride, your self-love. All that follows that. So enjoy the journey getting there by taking whatever steps you took today and celebrating those steps. Then think about it even more. Boy, this is going to feel so good when I hit this goal, because now it's going to keep you pumped up. Any little thing that you can grab onto. Keep that AC world out of you as much as you can every day, because it's there and it's banging on our door every day. And the more that you don't do mini days, the more it's going to be banging on your door. Because when you're doing a mini day, you're keeping that world at bay. You're in the sea of your that because you're working on you, and that's it. You're working on you. So your mind's in a whole different place now. You got that Neothink mind going, you got your consciousness going, and you're digging in. These are just some of the things that you can do to really get you going. Now, as these become more of a habit to you, it gets a little easier to do them. So it's not always going to be hard. It's not always going to be difficult to do these things. It's always going to be, hey, I knocked out another mythicism today, or I did this, which I didn't think I could do this. And I can remember years ago when I was really making progress. I was on a roll there for a while, like a couple people are now here, and I was so excited, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm really doing good. But I was finding new things out about myself I didn't even know were there. And I was saying to myself, well, I didn't even think I would do anything like this. I didn't even think I would even think about doing something like this. And that starts getting you pumped up too. So one night on the phone, and this is a while, got to be 5, 6, 7 years ago. I sat on the phone one night, and I was talking, me and Steve were talking on the phone, I forget which call it was. And I said, hey, you know what, Steve? I said, I am so excited of meeting me. I'm happy to meet this person that I call me. And he says, what do you mean? I said, I'm learning so many things about myself now that I never thought I even had in me, and I'm excited. I'm excited about meeting this new Charlie. And he thought, well, that's really, and then at the end of the call, Elaine Bennett comes on the call, and she goes, Charlie, I love that statement that you said. She says, I'm going to start looking at me. I said, yeah. I say, Elaine, it hit me like this week. I said, I'm just excited about all these changes that I've made. And it does get easier. But you've got to be like a pit bull. You've got to bite this information, and you ain't letting go. You've got to read these books. You've got to get this into your head. You've got to live it. You've got to love it. You've got to get excited about it every day. Because this is your life. It's nobody else's. Nobody has a right to tell you what to do. If the government, church, spouse, family, friends, it's your life. And you must become selfish. And you must move forward. Because the more that you take care of yourself, the more that you can take care of everybody else. The better parent you'll be, the better spouse you'll be, the better brother you'll be, sister, whatever. The best friend that you could be to people, because you have your power and you know what you need to do with it. And you're not that shy person anymore, or you're not that person with no confidence. And people will see this difference. And you'll see the difference, but the main part is you'll feel it. And you'll feel like you never felt before in your life. But that's what we have to do. All of us have to do this. And believe me, Juanita, Sue, Karen, Brenda, we care. We care that you people move forward with us. We want to take you with us. Now, there's a follow. You don't follow us. You just listen to us, how we explain these books. That's what we do. Well, I don't want to leave anybody behind anymore. The society can't afford to lose any more people. But we can move this forward. So if you've been here a while and you hit a limit or something, like you're stuck, realize why, look at yourself and say, if I improve, if you've been here for 5, 6, 7 years or something, do you feel that you're still improving, or do you feel that you kind of hit like the ceiling or something? Because it happens to all of us at times, where you're stuck. And that's when, if you have some friends from the reach out program or something, you can call people and say, or call me, or call Karen or Juanita or something, and just say, I feel like I'm stuck. Because that's sometimes we get there. I've been stuck over the years here. So look at yourself and say, all right, why am I stuck? Just say why. Ask yourself just one question. Why am I stuck? Why do I feel stuck? It's going to make you think. And then you stay with it. All right, what is it? How long have I been like this now? Because you don't realize it right away. There's some people here that I know, love them dearly, but they're stuck. They haven't changed anything in years. And there's nothing that I can do unless they want to change. And I don't, this has to be the most, I think, as we start to learn Neothink, I think it's the worst place to be stuck. Because you know that this information works. But for some reason you can't get unstuck. It's got to drive you crazy. Because all the answers are here. There's no answers anywhere else like here. No care what kind of problem you have in your life. The answers are in these books. Everything. Doesn't matter what it is. You got to believe that. You got to know these books. So you go to that. As I said, every book here is like a tool. Neothink's a tool. All right. Use it as such. So realize what book will help with the situation that you're in. Because I know a lot of you are stuck. But get unstuck. There's so many different ways that you can get moving again. I'll stop for a second, Juanita. If you have anything to add on or say something, or
Charlie, that was beautiful. I didn't realize how deep our friendship was until you were bringing it to life. You have a way of painting a beautiful picture, and I embrace that. And when Digger was, here, he absolutely, he was incredible. How you and him did the calls, and to step in up here with you has been a great honor, but it's been a challenge to be here and take a step into the shoes of someone that was so great. And we have to get unstuck. You're right about that. We really do. If we want to grow this society, we cannot be dependent on anyone, not even Mark Hamilton. We can't be dependent on that, because we're meant to be self-leaders. And when Charlie was mentioning the willingness to change, we all have to have a willingness to change. Every day we're evolving. I don't know if the word evolving should be better than change, because we are evolving. If you understand that the planet is constantly in motion, so are we. So is the universe. And we have this knowledge, this beautiful literature. And I always say to people, I meet people every day, and I tell them I'm in the greatest personal development organization on the planet, the most powerful. That is how proud I am to be in this society and to have all of you, that we're evolving together. And if we are stuck, this reach out program is the key. It really is the key to unlock that stuff. Because just like Charlie mentioned, he was very close to Steve. Digger, I like calling him Digger. And they talk 6-7 times a week, and probably more than that, in and out throughout the day. They always had ideas, bringing ideas together to grow the society. And some of us, we can do that. We can pick up that pace. We have to, do the pit bull. We have to put the dog effort in it. And I know some of you have the literature where even Mark talks about putting the dog effort. It's easy for me to talk. We have to be able to move forward this society. And it's going to take all of us. And if one gets stuck, this is one thing. I can call Charlie, I can call Karen, I can call Brenda, I can call Sue, and I can say, hey, listen, I have a little, right here I'm having a little challenge or something, and I know they got my back. And when Charlie says he has my back, I know he has my back. I know that I have his back, and that's how we roll. Because when I have to call Charlie or something, and I tell him, "Hey, Charlie, I have a."
It's more or less like I kiss your ass, you kiss my ass. That's what she's saying. I'm going to kiss your ass, you kiss my ass. Scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. That's what the main point is.
And I could have had a different life. You have to get rid of the guilt. You have to get rid of all of that. We've all come with baggage. And the fully integrated honesty, that's what Dr. Wallace talks about. You have to be loyal to your honesty. And I really believe this so much that you have to fall in love with yourself. Now that sounds, I mean, when I said that to, I was getting close to a friend again, and I said that, they thought I was evil. But it's not evil. You have to be in love with yourself so you don't have this external authority to deal with anymore. The GOV, the religious factors, you have to believe in yourself. We have the wealth here. And how do you look at your wealth? That's another thing. How do you look at it? What is wealth to you? I feel so wealthy having the friends I have, like Charlie mentioned, having the people that I can talk to every day, the members, and I do interact with members. I was Monday out, I drove 100 miles to see a lady that's running, she has 40 animals out there, ducks, geese, 3 horses, one was injured really bad. I drove out there. I took a Neothinker out there with me to get out in the country. And I went out there to see what she's doing, because she was always on Charlie and the call that we had on Wednesday. I took that time, and I do that. That's effort. That's on my time. But that brings me to be a better person too. To say, hey, we're family. What's going on in your life? I just went. I think what was that? Yesterday. I got my days a little turned around, but I went there Tuesday. On Monday, I had a meeting with Tommy and a Neothinker. They called me, Leonard, just to meet him, because he wasn't able to get to one of our meetings because he works. So I work hard to be in the sea of you. And with the reach out program, even a phone call, you can change someone's life. You can help another member out. But like Charlie said, if that member isn't, if they're not wanting to interact with you, then move on. Call to the next one. Because see, it's about us getting together and really learning this material. We have this material that we're evolving. And even on the Tuesday night call that Tommy and I do, we're in the study guide of the Dr. Frank R. Wallace journal. Very powerful. And Mark says in there that when he studied with his father, they were many hours in different dimensions, many hours. And he learned so much interacting with his father every day like that. That's what we need to be doing. We need to replicate. And like Mark said, him and his father talked about it. It's not, they need to shake us up, because we've been told backwards, upside down, every which way, what way we have to live. And it's not right. Like Charlie mentioned, we live the life we're meant to live. And the only way we're going to get there is with each other. So this is a community. This is a very powerful community. And you have a lot of power. You have to stay loyal to your honesty, and every day strive for your desires, and really reach out to others, and really make an effort, because it's our studying, our coming together, these calls, the events, and even if you can make it to Clubhouse online or out to Clubhouse, that's going to really put us to the top, and we're going to really excel as a unit, as a community. And I give it back to you, Charlie.
Thank you. I just have a question for you, Juanita.
What's that?
The lady with all the animals, right? And the horses and the pigs and all the stuff. Does she have a partridge in the pear tree too?
That was funny.
I was waiting for you to say that, Matt. But no,
I just went to Hollywood yesterday with Tommy. Tommy hired me to drive him. I've been in the Sea of You all week, ever since I came back from New Jersey. I have been just excelling, and I was so tired before the call because I drove. I pushed myself. I drove. I was in the Hollywood Hills yesterday, from New York to Hollywood, and I said to Tommy, and
Only if the Neothink Society would stop trying to scam people, that would be very nice to see. Stop this money scamming that you've been trying to pull since September 22nd of 2019. Stop trying to scam people. That's what I'm just going to ask. I'm just going to throw it in there. And I don't know if they're fully integrated honesty or not. That's something that you guys will have to judge.
Nothing can compare to what you feel here. This is a whole different, this is the next level of man's evolution. Now, granted, it's not taking off like it should be, but did you ever think that you would have a shot at being the person that you always meant to be? And you have that shot now. And at the end of the day, if you don't take that shot and if you don't succeed, it's all on you. Because you got to take responsibility. Because you have the tools now to finally get there. We never had the tools before. This world is not set up for us to be successful. But the Sea of You is. It can be so much. And when you start to feel these things, it's like, wow, all those years of it, that's okay. You have, it's like I was talking about with a group last week or so about the life chart. And the only place it's really in is Annabelle. And the one guy said, he says, I don't believe in that because I don't want to know, it's like counting the days to death. And I said, that's such a hasty mentality way of looking at it. And he said, well, how else can you look at it? I said, I have my life chart of a date. I said, and I have, and I up mine to 120 years, even though I'm going through some bad health now, but I'm still banking on 120 years. I said, the way I look at it now is, all right, I got so many years left. What am I going to do with them? I'm not counting down to death. I'm counting down to life. How am I going to live the rest of my life? Like if you have a life chart and say you're 60 and you have 20 more years because you had it to 80, all right, but don't say, I only got 20 years left. What am I going to do for those 20 years? Because who knows in 20 years where we are as far as living longer. We it's what are you going to do? It's not who's going to come up with immortality or who's going to do this. Is the government going to save us here? Is the government going to do this for us or something? We got to do it. And because you have to look inside. And that should be the first thing that you do no matter what you come across. Look inside. What am I going to do with this? How am I going to figure this out? What's the power approach? If you take it from the self-leader program, what's the power approach to this problem? When you say things like that to yourself, it gets you charged up. Because all of a sudden you feel a little bit of the power coming back. I ask myself, what am I going to do? Wow, I never did that before. What am I going to do? It's up to me. And then you start taking charge of the problem. Or the blockage or whatever that you're having. That's power. And how dare someone take that away from you? Nobody has the right to take away your power. Not your spouse, your kids, anybody. It's your power. And what makes our power different than these jerks and politicians and all, they want to take the power from us, and they do, and they take this power and then they use it to control us by force. The difference here is that power like that destroys men's minds. Yep. But now what we want to do is take our power, and we don't want to give it away. We don't want to throw it over somebody else or anything. We want to use it for ourselves. That's the difference. These guys are just humanoids at this point. They have no idea. And And then if you look at what some of these Democrats are saying, these socialists, this country's going to go down so fast it's going to be unbelievable. We have to start taking responsibility for ourselves, and we don't have to follow everybody. We don't have to do what everybody does. Do what you want to do. Stop giving your power away. Start taking it back. Because once you start taking just a little bit back, you'll feel better. You'll feel great. And that's when the family and friends will start saying, boy, something's different about you. You got to show that this is making a difference in your life. Otherwise, what's the point? And that's why we don't get the support that much, because we aren't showing them any improvements in ourselves. And you're disappointed because you don't see any improvement. Oh, everybody's against me. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I don't know if I can do this. This is for somebody else. This is not for me. I was never a leader. I never wanted to be a leader. Well, there was something in you that said, I got to try this. And you bought a book. I was talking to a guy today on the phone. He has 3 books, and he just ordered the 4th one. So he says, so I said to him, well, how much of the books have you read? And he said, well, I have that 3 key book about the teacher or something. I said, yes. I said, Miss Annabelle. Well, I read about 3 or 4 chapters there. I said, and? Well, that's all I've read so far. I said, well, wait a minute. If you already have 3 books and you just ordered a 4th book, why are you ordering the 4th book if you're not going to read it? Well, what do you mean I'm not going to read it? Well, I said, you haven't even read the books you have. Well, what's going to change? Why are you doing this? He had no answer. I said, why did you buy the first book? What did you want out of this? What were you looking for? Well, it sounded good. Now, don't give me a sounded good. What specifically did you buy that first book for? There had to be a reason. And he really couldn't come up with one. I said, well, you just wasted all your time and money. Unless you decide and sit down and look inside and say to yourself, what do I want to do with my life? Because nobody else has control of it. We have given our control to them. That doesn't mean that you can't take control of your life now and be different. And you take control. And you start doing the things that you want to do. Stand up for yourself. It's your life. I don't care if you're 90 or if you're 9. It doesn't matter. I was talking to Brendan today, and I'm almost overwhelmed with all this hospital stuff and these illnesses I have here. It's just like overbearing. It's almost every day anymore. And today I had, I went to the VA this morning, and that didn't go well. And then when I was there, I realized I had another appointment there in the afternoon, which I forgot all about. So I changed my whole schedule around in the afternoon. It's just like I had it. I just want to go a month without any disasters in my, but yet the only thing that's keeping me sane here is Neothink. The support from everybody here. Everybody's asking me all the time, how you feeling? I'm sending my energy out to you, and that just makes me feel wonderful. So and then I'm getting nervous now because the operation's next Thursday. So it's getting closer, and I know I'm going to come out of it fine, but you still get a little nervous. But it's you people that are helping me get through this, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart that the energy that you're sending me, because I can feel it. Every time I get down here anymore, it just seems like all of a sudden I start picking up again, and it's the energy that you're sending me, and I can't be any more thankful than I am about that. It's just wonderful to know that people out there care for you. But but I was a little overwhelmed today for a while, but then I snapped out of it, and I was fine again. But it's just that you got to do what you have to do. But man, I can't. I wish I could use better words for you to know the importance of you taking charge of your life and how you'll feel. There's no feeling like it in the world. There really isn't. For me to bare my soul in this call it still amazes me that I can do this stuff. I would have never. When I came here 11 years ago, and I mean this, I was just looking to see how I could predict my own future. That's all. That's all I wanted out of this at the time. And then I happened to bump into me. Oh, I want to know more about that guy. And that's what happened. I bumped into me somewhere, and I said, geez, he looks familiar, but he looks a little more confident than I do.
That's good.
And it was the guy inside of me that was screaming for 57 years, knock it off, Start taking control of your life. And he was telling me that. I wasn't listening. So get that child of the past back, man, bring him out in full glory and go skip down a block tomorrow, do something. Just feel better, knowing that you're on your way to finding out who you are. You gotta go for it. What else do you have? What do you have to lose? You have everything to gain here. But we can do it as a group. We can do it separately. We should all be here trying to help each other out. I think that's the only way that we can really make a lot of, I don't want anybody to feel intimidated just because you're only here for 6 months and you don't know anything. That's bull. All right? Doesn't matter how long you've been here. It's what you do with this information. Everybody said, well, I'm falling behind. Falling behind what? We have 200 some people on this call tonight. We're all on our own pace. Doesn't matter. But as long as you're moving forward with that, you're a winner. So, why don't you want to finish up with something?
Well, I want to, Charlie, like I said, it's a beautiful. You're so beautiful, Charlie. I'm glad to meet you too. I'm glad to meet you too. I do want to say that we have to realize how valuable we all are, and especially in this society, how much we need to keep our self-worth about us, and some of us have had a lot of struggles and a lot of things to overcome, and we don't judge here. We're here to help each other out. We're here to make that chain, strengthen that chain. So with a strong chain, we can move mountains. We can move mountains, but we have to start believing in ourselves. And why I mentioned about Hollywood, by the way, because in the AC world, they look at movie stars, they look at politicians, and everything is an authority. But you are the rock star. You are your own rock star. You shouldn't be looking up to anyone or trying to copy anyone. Just be yourself. That's why I came here. I finally found somewhere where I could just be myself. And that's what's going to really strengthen you. If I can do it, and like Karen said in her presentation, if she can do it, we all can do it. We can do this. And we can really do it together. If you just think about Miss Annabelle and the 12 students. And that's what I wanted to add, Charlie. I know you got to do the healing list.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Anita.